So I'm not really sure where this one is going to end up, but this is something that I have been working on for a long time. I have gotten to the point where I am like frustrated and I just want to finally get to this point for once and for all and to not step back into those old patterns and those old cycles that I had for basically my entire adult life. So what I'm talking about is debt. Is financial instability, is owing a whole lot of money to credit cards, and yeah. Welcome to Aligning on My Time, the podcast dedicated to empowering women on a journey back to their hearts, deepening their self-love, and reclaiming their self-worth. I'm your host, Naomi Sarah, and together we'll explore the realms of mindset, personal, and spiritual development. Join me as I share my own experiences and stories, blending insights from self-study, courses, coaching, and mentorship. We'll dive into mental health and wellness, providing the tools and inspiration you need, embracing your voice and destiny on your own terms, in your own time. Let's embark on this transformative journey together, reconnecting with our true selves. Welcome back. This is Aligning on My Time with Naomi Sarah. So I have basically had credit cards since I turned 18, since I went to university. And ever since then, it's kind of been like a norm to owe money. And the few times that I have gotten myself out of debt, I ended up right back in debt. So I finally got to a point where I am tired of like my paychecks going towards these big companies, going towards these credit cards, these banks, and not going towards me and the things that I actually want to do, like travel and invest and buy properties and just, have a life where I feel like taken care of by the money that I've worked for. So yeah, we're going to get into that today. Let me know if you can relate, if you resonate with this, if this is something that you have also struggled with, because so many of us are in debt right now. I think when you look at the statistics, it's the majority of the the majority of the country is in debt. Millennials are, we can't even afford a house, right? Like inflation has gone up so much and it is honestly just like living paycheck to paycheck. So I honestly am tired of it. Last year, I got to a point where I had like a whole breakdown and I was just looking at how much I was making and none of it was staying in my pockets. And I was just so frustrated and I was like, how did I end up here again? I thought I was good with money. I thought I could handle my finances, but over the years, sometimes things just end up ballooning out of control and the money that you pay on your cards is not even going towards the principal. It's all going towards interest. And that's how you end up with the same balance year after year after year. If not like it's growing and you're not even spending anything, right? So I decided to take action and I joined this really great program called Get the Hell Out of Debt. I'm in their Facebook group. I listen to the podcasts quite often, and I'm doing the course like over and over and over until I get it right or until I start making some good progress. So I started it last year. I made my emergency fund and I started to pay off some debt, but then I had something unexpected come up where I needed to just divert a lot of the cash that I was getting into this account so I could pay what I owed. And that kind of threw me off. So yeah, it's been a tough journey. And as I continued working on this, I was realizing that this is a lot more than just a money issue. This is a lot deeper than that. Yes, I know all about like scarcity mentality and whatever lack mentality But I realized that it goes even deeper than that. For me, growing up, like, it was normal to see my parents struggling. Honestly, I'm like working 2 jobs and just like never really being with us physically, but providing for us. And when I looked around, like, that's how it was for everyone. Nobody was really stable. The people who lived like across the street in the big fancy houses, yeah, they had money, but I didn't really know them. So it was almost like normal to get a credit card. It was normal to owe money. And even with like buying a house, I didn't fully realize that a mortgage was also a debt, right? I thought that, okay, if I buy a house, then I'm better off because now, I have something of my own. I'm not paying someone else's mortgage. I'm paying my own. But yeah, it's a debt. It's a huge debt. And, we're so conditioned to think that, okay, so we have a 25-year mortgage, so we're just going to keep paying this off for the rest of our lives. No. You can pay off your mortgage a lot faster than that. And it was after I bought my house, after, my cousin had bought hers and she was talking about her plan to pay off her mortgage. And I was like, what? You can do that? I just was missing so much knowledge and information on money and financial security and financial independence, honestly. So going into that course and really trying to remove everything that I thought I knew really helped me so much to reframe the way that I look at money, the way that I think about it, the way that I feel about it, and even in the way that I show up online or at work. Like, I make the most that I've ever made in my life at my day job. And for so long, it was something that I never even really wanted to do. For so long, I never even saw myself in this field forever. I was just like, oh, this is what I'm doing until I can become like a successful entrepreneur, until my coaching business takes off. It was always until. And this is the first year that I actually allowed myself to be fully in my job, to fully enjoy it and let myself learn and stay somewhere without thinking that I was going to be moving on or, I'm not going to be here forever. So there's no point in making connections. There's no point in learning and like challenging myself. Honestly, like, I did so much in 2024 at this job, and I actually can say that I love the job and I love the people I work with. And I am so grateful for this position where I can make a substantial amount of money, where I can feel like I'm making a difference and, supporting the people I work with and Canadians. And yeah, like, since I changed my perspective on my job, this uneasiness around like money and having money and making money kind of disappeared. It left. And I was able to just be in it and just receive from what I was putting out, from the service I was providing to my community, to my colleagues. And even in that, I'm like, my view on my own coaching and my own service in this way is shifting as well, where it's not one of like, I have to make money. I have to get enough money so that I can be like financially stable, right? It's really a byproduct of the service I'm putting out, of the energy that I am putting into the world based off of things that actually light me up and make me feel like I'm contributing and like my voice matters and like it deserves to be heard. So all of this goes into what wants to come into your life and what feels like there's no space for it, especially when it comes to money, because money is energy. And, if we feel like we don't like what we do, like going to work every day is a hassle, is a chore, is something that we don't want to be doing, then it's going to be a lot more difficult to receive money, to receive the blessings, the reciprocation that the universe wants to give us. So this year, I am really hoping to just lean into things that light me up and to lean into sharing it without the fear that it's not going to be heard or that people won't understand. I'm going to do it anyways. I'm going to feel the fear and do it anyways, like that book, and see what happens. For so many years, I've wanted to share my voice. I've wanted to put myself out there, but I always just felt afraid. I felt like it wasn't time. I felt like I didn't know enough, like I wasn't ready, like I hadn't experienced enough. So this year I took a step back and I really just decided to live life, to be present in every moment and to just find joy in the simplest things. Literally driving home with my partner, we have the best time. Even if we get stuck in traffic, most days I'm able to brush it off. Obviously, I'm human still, so sometimes, I will have a bit of road rage. Nothing crazy, but just enough. And yeah, it's I've been finding so much joy in the small things and in reconnecting with my family and trying to keep up with my friends. That has been hard as well, but I'm trying. I'm trying, and I love my friends. I want them to be a part of my life and for us to really be close and to know what's going on and to be there for each other. So these are some things that I am going to be working on some more this year. But at the core of it all is that self-worth and that self-love piece. Because if we don't feel like we truly deserve any of these things, like friends, joy, money, having a career or a position that really lights us up, then we're never going to get it. Because if anything passes by, then we're always going to feel like, oh, well, I didn't really deserve it, or this isn't going to be here for long, or just like last time, it's going to fall apart and this person's going to leave, or, there are so many excuses that we make up to try to prove to ourselves that we don't deserve the things that we want. But honestly, I think that we really need to work on that. And if something comes into your mind, then you want it. It's coming into your mind for a reason, because it's possible for you. We have to really look at the reasons why we tell ourselves we don't deserve things and to get to the root of it, whether it's through shadow work or just talking it out and just being curious about it. We are the people that are in our own way most of the time. And once we can really start to shift our belief around what we deserve and our own feelings of self-worth, then that's when things can really change, right? That's when we can really accept the blessings that the universe wants to give us, when we can really start going after the things we say that we want and putting in the effort and staying consistent, because we know our why. We know why we're doing these things. We know that, we just know that we deserve it, right? That is something that I am working on this year, is staying consistent with my goals to become debt-free, and also not trying to rush things and, getting discouraged if it doesn't happen within a week or a day or a month. Sometimes things take time, and that's how we can really reinforce these new beliefs, these new practices, these new things for ourselves, is by staying consistent and even when it gets tough, knowing that we're doing this for a reason. We're doing this for our future selves. We've already done it, and our future self is there trying to cheer us on and remind us that you can do it. You know, if you need help, reach out to your loved ones, call on your angels, your guides, your ancestors, even, to give you that strength and just to keep reminding you why you're doing what it is that you're doing. It's because you deserve it, and you deserve to live a life that you love. You deserve to be, taken care of and not worry about where your next meal is coming from or if you're going to have enough to pay your rent, You deserve to feel happy in your skin. So that's why we go to the gym, right? That's why we walk even when we feel like we don't want to. We stretch our bodies so that we can remind our bodies that we love them. We're so grateful for them. So we have to give back to them. So yeah. Thank you for joining me today on this episode of Aligning on My Time. I hope you found inspiration and empowerment on your journey back to your heart, deepening your self-love and self-worth. Remember, flourishing and abundance come from loving life, trusting the journey, and believing in the universe's plan for you. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with others who are finding their voices and choosing their own destinies. Until next time, keep embracing your true self and living authentically. I'm Naomi Sarah, and this is Aligning on My Time. Stay bold, stay brave, and keep shining.